Welcome to the Disneyland Forever podcast, your source for all things from the happiest place on earth. For more updates, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Disneyland Forever, and you can check out our website, DisneylandForever.com. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's Jordan.
And Daniel.
And guess what?
It snowed in Utah.
Oh my good gracious.
For the first time in like 1,200 years.
And yes, everyone around has been just making jokes about the fact, like, what is this? What is this white stuff?
Yeah, tell them what UDOT, the Department of Transportation, posted.
They just said, like, we can confirm that the white stuff falling from the sky is in fact snow. It is a natural phenomenon and nothing to be concerned about.
So stupid.
Yeah, all of you that have been getting all this snow
in the back east. Nope.
We haven't gotten it at all.
Zilch.
So the fact that there's some on the ground and it's stuck all day.
It's like 1 inch, but
it's not even that. At least not down where we're at. Apparently there's actually significantly more up in actual Salt Lake. But
yeah, they closed the airport for a while, they said. Today. It was full ground stop.
Did they just kind of decide, I guess, winter's not happening? Is like some reason there's a whole bunch of crashes everywhere. I'm like, guys, this isn't even like really a snowstorm. Why are we having problems?
People always forget each year. It's kind of entertaining, but kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But at any rate, it snowed, and we're just happy that winter decided to make a little bit of an appearance, and then it'll probably be gone after today.
Yes.
Who knows?
It'll be summer.
But hey, we had something that resembled a winter at some point. We today wanted to talk about seating charts. And it sounds like such a boring thing, but it actually we'll explain more about what spurred on this idea in a moment. But basically, we were just trying to say, like, listen to the cast members, trust what they're saying, and be prepared for certain things when you're placed on your row or in your seat for your ride. And that's what we're going to be discussing, because we've noticed that there are just ongoing issues with people not getting it.
Yes.
So with that said, I guess we'll just go right into our review.
Yep, we have a new review from Hannah W09. Said, started listening a week ago, and then the little 100% red underlined thing. Isn't that what it's assumed to be? Though?
No, it's 100.
The emoji thing, but that's
there's no percent. It just says 100.
Well, then there's dots after it, and I don't know.
But that's not going to be the percent.
Okay.
I know this emoji.
I know that emoji, but I thought that's what it's supposed to mean.
No, it just means 100.
Well, then 100 out of what?
100.
I love 100.
Have you not heard these things?
Yes, but I thought it was meant to be 100%.
It's just 100, not necessarily percent. It's just $100.
Maybe
that's the word that is
kisses.
That is blocked out is $100
Skittles.
Of kisses. Maybe you don't know.
Anyway, coming from Virginia, haven't been to Disneyland in 3 years and needed to brush up. Your style and quips make this a fun listen, but also informative. We are doing an opportunistic trip.
They actually did write that.
Yep, we are doing an opportunistic trip coinciding with some work travel my spouse has later this month, and your recent news and tips have been very helpful to fill in gaps in our planning. Thanks.
Yay.
You're welcome. This was 4 months ago, so I hope it was helpful. And we want to know, are you still listening?
We are always very curious every
Yep.
time. And I appreciate those that have reached out and been like, we're still here. Like, yay.
It makes us happy.
Yes. And we really appreciate it. And I don't know, like, I don't know where to go with this. It seems like a broken record all the time. We're just glad that it's helpful to people. Honestly, the reason I keep doing the news is also because I don't know about but I like being informed about what's going on in the parks. And
I don't care.
I pass it on to him, and sometimes he doesn't care. But that's why we share it. But then, like, oh, good, you guys get it too.
Well, also because, like, if you look up any Disneyland news online, they'll put news of, oh my goodness, they swept the floor.
It never says, oh my goodness.
They swept the floor once, or there's this new something.
I want to hear how this ends.
I don't know. There was the one that came to mind was some sort of coin that they gave away. Like, okay, cool. I don't.
It was a Disney Visa card holder thing.
Woo! Anyway, we try to highlight the news that's
at Walt Disney World
slightly important.
One of the articles did say dirt is now in front of Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin at Magic Kingdom.
Is it magical dirt? Because
it's just
Disney?
dirt.
Oh, just plain old dirt.
It's just dirt.
Thank you, Disney.
And I'm like, cool. It's not Disney that's telling us that.
That's true.
Anyway, so grateful that it's helpful. If you haven't yet left your own review, you can leave either a rating on Apple or Spotify or Audible. And you can also leave us
5 star.
5 stars, please. Then you can also leave us a 5-star review, just like that one on Apple, and we really, really appreciate it.
There hasn't been one in a couple of weeks. We need more. I'm getting a little bit stressed.
It actually does stress him out. You know, like it's weird that he's not putting on airs. Like this is
everything stresses me out in life, though.
It is true.
So it's not hard to do.
No, but it really does. Anyway, so we appreciate all of those that have done it. Like seriously, we really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so for news this week, speaking of, there's not a ton of stuff, but it's very interesting. Let's start with, we mentioned before that they have put construction walls around the old Tower of Terror Fast Pass distribution awning thing that's across from Guardians.
It was just kind of an area where people stood and did nothing.
There were some chairs, like some benches. Apparently, it is going to become like a new dining area. So,
a restaurant?
No, just an area with tables and chairs.
A very tiny restaurant.
I don't know how many tables and chairs are going to be there. They just filed a permit that said that they're adding like lighting and new beaming, and they're going to add some tables and chairs there. So it's going to be a new eating area. Which, all right, that's fine with me. As long as it has some purpose behind it.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, I love how you put Lego Store dead.
You just said put Lego Store.
I did.
It's gone. I don't know.
In front of the Lego Store, they've been doing a lot of work in front of there, and the Woody and Buzz figures that have been in front of the Lego Store for absolute ages, they have now been taken down.
That are very faded from the California sun.
I actually think that it may have been there since Downtown Disney opened.
I wouldn't disagree because they're
very
light.
faded. So those figures are now gone. I would assume they're probably going to replace them with something else. Don't know.
We'll see.
But yeah, it's just more like every time they've been doing work around the Lego Store, I'm like, are they taking down some of these things? Which I am totally fine with because again, they've been there for ages.
Yeah.
They can be changed, and I think it'll be fine. It's Legos; they don't need to be permanent. Okay, one thing that we found out about, and you may have seen this online.
I think it was today. When we were recording this, wasn't it?
It couldn't possibly have been today. No, so it was the 17th.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how could it happen at 11:40 p.m. when it's not 11:40 p.m. yet?
We see the future.
I foresee a tree. So a tree fell in Disneyland on Main Street. They said it was near the little red wagon, and oddly enough which means it was by the first aid center. A tree fell during the Sweethearts Night, and it did hit people. It hit a couple. They were Magic Key holders from Las Vegas, and apparently they are fine.
Very minor injuries, but it was what they were quoted as saying, like the first aid people came very quickly. I wonder why.
Yeah,
it's right there.
They said they just had to have pictures taken of the minor abrasions that they had, and then they were fine. So nothing really happened. Then it said the Disneyland fire crew removed the tree overnight. Remember, these trees are very old.
That just made me think of a podcast episode for the future, because I kind of got injured at Disney World. Like what to do when you get injured at Disneyland.
Maybe, but there's not a whole lot to do.
It was interesting, though. Just waiting.
It was interesting to find out what they did.
Yeah, till the manager came over. So,
but that was all. You didn't have to do anything. You just sat there.
Okay, that's it. That's the episode. An episode within an
Welcome
episode.
to the mini episode.
And
now we're done.
It's meta.
But yeah, if you see that, yes, a tree did fall. Yes, it did hit somebody, but nothing major happened. Luckily, it could have been a disaster, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So everything's fine. And then the last thing, and this is something that has surprised a lot of people, is that Disneyland has added a brand new tour.
They do this once in a while.
They haven't done a brand new tour like this in a while. A walking tour, like the VIP, not a VIP tour, but like the
one that's
the walking tours. Yeah. And so the new walking tour is Women Who Make the Magic guided tour.
Huh.
And they said that they expect the tour to debut in March, since it's Women's History Month. And so it's basically, there are signs up right now that just says like inquire here to book. Like bookings have opened, and you can ask the people in the tour guide gardens or the tour gardens about it, but there's not a lot of information yet. But just something to kind of be on the lookout for. And let's see, does it even say that they are booking yet? It just says inquire here.
ask about it. And
Like, seriously, look at it. It just says, inquire here.
Maybe they'll just tell you details about it later.
But then, it says that we don't have any details about it, but we expect it to come in March.
Okay.
Don't know. But look, so something to be on the lookout for, because that's going to be really, really interesting.
I do like when they do new tours because it mixes it up.
I like
We've done a few different ones.
The reason I'm really looking forward to this one is because the last time they did a brand new original tour, it was kind of lackluster because it was the Disneyland Railroad.
Yeah.
And the only interesting thing about it was you could, if it was out, ride the Lily Bell. And that was it. Everything else, everyone was like, it wasn't that special.
The circle switch thingy, whatever it's called.
You couldn't really see it.
Oh, I thought they went.
The circle, or I think it was called the Circle House. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. Where they keep all the trains, the monorails. They took you backstage enough where you could see it,
but not
up to it, and then they take you back. And so everyone was like, you didn't get a lot of information. You didn't get to ride anything but the train. And they even said the problem was, since they had to make sure that they loaded in a handicap accessible station, you loaded in Toontown and not on Main Street because it's not accessible.
Right.
And what I heard from people is that the train tour was interesting to ride the Lily Bell, and that was about it. So I'm very excited for this one, that it's actually more about, like, let's talk specifically about the women who have made impacts here at Disneyland. I think that's really cool.
You get to go to the Contemporary Resort in Florida and see a Mary Blair's thing.
Yep, they're going to walk you through a transporter and then walk you back. Because they couldn't
possibly be a Small World.
Now that I think about it, you're probably almost guaranteed to ride Small World.
Yep.
Because it's all designed by Mary Blair.
Or just walk through.
Yep, everyone get on these, what are those things, like the rubber, the wading pants.
Like that for fly fishing.
We're not going to ride it, we're just going to walk.
Boat!
Yeah, careful, boat's coming.
Everyone to the sides.
Your small children will be fitted with life vests. And you can just push them.
Yeah, just bob them along.
Boat!
It's like the boats go so fast anyway. They're not going to hurt anyone.
How's anyone going to fit between the boat and the edge of the waterway?
Disney magic.
That's your answer?
It's always my answer. Even for things that don't pertain to Disney.
Oh, dear. Anyway, and probably my guess would be it involves something with the Haunted Mansion.
Probably.
That'd be a guess.
Leota. Madame Leota.
Possibly Tiana's, maybe something at least talking about Tiana's. I don't think you'd ride it, but something talking about Tiana's because so many women were involved in the creation of that ride. So maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That's it for news. Not surprising, this era the next thing major thing that we'd really expect to hear would be the menus for the Food and Wine Festival. That's really the next big thing. And other than that, there shouldn't be any major stuff coming up until April-ish when new experiences are opening back up. That's all I can really say. So I'm not expecting anything. That doesn't mean nothing will happen, but not anticipating much. Oh, and of course, when we're still anticipating the official closing date
of Monsters
Inc.
Yep, still open when I checked today.
We have no idea when, but sometime this year.
2026.
Okay, so we did mention we're talking about seating charts. And again, you're like, why are you guys talking about such a boring thing? So we were in Disney World a couple weeks ago, and we were waiting at the Tower of Terror, which for those of you who may not remember, it is the exact same seating chart as Guardians of Mission Breakout. Yep. Specifically
and
say Mission
If you
Breakout.
don't remember, Disneyland used to have Tower of Terror, which was really good.
If you've never been on Mission Breakout, something that is always kind of confusing to people is that you go up and they put you in one of 6 different rows, and it looks like the rows only fit 3 or 4 people, and then that is it. And there's like a seating chart overhead so you can see how it's going to load into the elevator.
But if you don't pay full attention, you'll not notice that rows 3 and 4 are all one row.
Yeah, and so it confuses people. So basically what it was that we were watching, that there was a group that was, again, very, very confused. And they actually even switched around things they didn't need to. It was kind of dumb. Because
there were more than 3 or 4. It was a larger group, wasn't it? Or?
No, they had already put 2 people on row 4, and then they were a group of 4, and there was another group of 2, and she had already put them on the other row or something. And so she just kind of split them between rows 3 and 4, because the cast member did. Like, it's very common for cast members to do that because they're like, well, you might not be standing next to each other
But you
right
will be
now,
seated
but
next
you
to
will
each
be seated next to each other when you're on the ride. And so, but then they didn't understand that, and they rearranged everything, and it all worked out fine. But they didn't need to rearrange everything, and we have seen many groups that are large and get split up that way on Mission Breakout or Tower of Terror, and they stop the cast member and are like, no, but we want to sit next to our group. But we're together, and they're trying to tell them, and they're not listening. And so that's where we're like,
Trust the cast member.
Yeah, you need to trust that the cast members do understand what they're talking about with the seating charts. And when they tell you to sit someplace, you need to pay very close attention and just follow them, because they do know what they're doing. They are trained to keep track of this. You may think that they are wrong, but they are not.
And if you're kind of scared of that ride and you need to hold on, be aware that there are multiple areas you can sit on ends.
Yes.
So just look at the seating chart.
So we kind of mentioned with Guardians already that rows 3 and 4 literally are right next to each other. There is no space between them. Now, there is an aisle between the other 4 rows.
1 and 6 and 2 and 5.
But it's just an aisle. So even if they do, like, say that you're going to be, isn't it rows 1 and 2? No, it's
1 and 6 are for the front
1 and
rows.
6, and then 2 and 5.
Yep.
Even if you're putting rows 1 and 6, and you're like, but we're together, there will only be a small aisle between you, not very much else. And so do not feel like that's also a big deal.
Also, go in when they tell you to. The reason it's when it's 1 and 6, that's because you're both the front row or whatever. I think they start with 3 and 4, yeah, because they start in the back. Like,
They do
when
2 at
tell
a
you-
time.
Yeah.
So 3 and 4 because you're standing in the middle, so you go together, and then they take 2 and 5 because you're the next.
And people are often
exposed
confused,
ones.
like, wait, why am I not?
But you're like, but row number 1 is supposed to go in. Like,
No.
they will call you in. They will call you in. So, and then when he mentioned like where if you're scared, where to hold on. First of all, the answer is you can hold on anywhere. There are 2 handles for every seat.
But the ones kind of in the middle seats,
You do
it's
share
only
them.
on. It's just ones by your hips.
If you are not on the end of the row, you will be sharing one of those handrests.
I don't hold on at all.
No,
so.
and so that's why I always just make sure I'm on an edge and next to him, because then I get both of them, and I am secure.
He loves the ride, but he always holds on for dear life.
I tried it once, not like holding on completely, and it was terrible.
That's the whole point. It's amazing.
No, it's terrible.
Oh, I love it.
So Dark Knights, one Folden. I can see Zephyr.
You can see Zephyr. You can understand that. So
Kid's foot.
for those who speak English,
That's not English.
it's English. For dark rides and randomly the Golden Zephyr.
How is that and?
It's an ampersand dish.
That is not an ampersand. That is the number 1.
No, it's not the number 1.
It is the number 1. Here, I will show you how it is a number 1 because you don't see it. It is a number 1.
You are supposed to put the little ones in first.
On almost all these rides, you'll see diagrams before you get on that say smaller riders enter first.
It's very, very important on the Golden Zephyr because it flies out over the water and it's at like a 45-degree angle.
To be quite fair, it's actually very important on all of them. The reason that they do it on all those rides is because it's closed on one side of the row, but it's open on the other. And so to keep the kids secure, you put the larger ones toward the opening and the smaller ones in toward the closed off side.
In a similar vein, that's kind of the same idea for the railroad. That you can't have little ones sitting by the openings. So
Yes, they do
push
actually
them
say
toward
that.
the inside.
And this is a problem because we see a lot of people. The adults get in first, and they just lift the children in next to them, and then the cast members say like, "No, you can't do that." And they look at them like, "What?" And they hold up the ride because then they very slowly rearrange themselves to put the kids on the inside.
And in general, Disney's rule is that you can't have kids sitting on your lap on any ride. They must be sitting on their bottoms, unless it's like a very, very tiny infant on like Small World or something.
It's very rare those exceptions come up, but yeah, even if it's a small child, like very small, they'll still say put them on the seat next to you.
Yep.
Not because it's also then for your safety. Like they don't need you like squishing the baby or like you're like,
because sometimes those rides do suddenly stop. So
yeah. And so I think that's another reason why they say like, don't put the child between you and the bar.
yes.
So just kind of be aware of that. Oh, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yep.
Okay, but that's actually
MMRR.
correct.
So there's a couple of things to be aware of.
Follow strangers.
Don't stranger danger. So it happens all the time. So the rows on Mickey and Minnie's fit maybe 5 people.
They're supposed to be like 4 to 5.
4 to 5 adults. I guess you could squish like with 1 or 2 little kids, like 6. But they tell you when you go to a certain row, like you'll be on this next train or wait for the next train. Because often, like for us with groups of 2, we will sometimes sit with groups of 2, depending on how busy it is. But if you're not paying attention, where they say to go, especially if you're like your whole party's going to take up multiple rows, you may be going with some people you don't know and then leaving your whole rest of your family behind. You need to listen to where they're going.
Or you could screw it up for groups behind you.
Yep.
Because sometimes it's not even necessarily that your group is on a row behind you. There's other times where we've been where we come in and then there's another group of 2 behind us that is like, okay, we're going to squish in. We're like, in what universe?
Yep.
There's already 4 adults. We're not fitting
Yep.
6 adults in this. And the cast member has to yell so that they could be heard. Like, no, stand back. You're going to be on the next one. Or others that they tell us you're going to be on this train with this other group.
Yeah, and then they just spread out like there's room.
Like you have to move because otherwise it's going to mess up everything they did behind us.
We've had that happen on the Avatar ride, the water ride at Disney World too, where they try to squish 19 people. I'm like, no, this is a tiny boat. So, yep. Okay, one major important thing to know is for Storybook Land canal boats, sit where they tell you to sit, stand up when they tell you to stand up at the end. If you don't do either of those things correctly, it could make the boat capsize. It's on a track.
It won't completely capsize, but you will fall in.
You'll fall in because it's on a track, but it's still a boat. And yeah, if you just have too much weight on one side, it will at least fall into the water.
It just repeatedly happens that when you get on the boat, the cast member says, how many? Okay, you're going to be here. And then people go in and then they don't abide
wherever
by
they
that.
Want. And
like it usually, like what happened to us, especially the last time we rode it, is that the group in front of us, it was a group of 2. I think it was like just 2 adults and 2 children.
Yeah.
And they said 4, and they go, okay, the 4 of you are going to be on the far side. And then they get in, and then they put their kids on the near side, and the adults sat on the far side.
Like, no.
And then we tried to get in, and they're like, no, these 2 need to be on this side. And they just could not understand why they were being
huffy too. They're like,
yeah, they were very upset. Like, why do our kids have to be over there? And they're like, for balance, we need to have the 4 of you over on that side so that these guys can sit over here. And they, like, eventually they got there, but it's like, they're telling you where to go. Listen to where, it's not, well, come in, find a seat. It's,
yep, sit where you want.
Sit here.
The one bonus of having children is sometimes they'll let them sit on the front, but they have to like hold on to this little metal holder, but it's kind of cool for them.
Yeah, if it's a full boat, they'll let the kid, like one child do that.
But yeah, sit where you're told to. And
so
stand.
just
all
listen.
the end, they say to stand all at once because if you,
I was
didn't do it on
amazed
one
though
side,
that same group they
did follow that.
They told their kids, okay, listen, like, they're going to tell us when to stand. I'm like, oh my heavens!
Now
You're gonna listen.
Now I do realize those boats fit 1.5 people.
Yes,
but yeah, go where they go.
Tianas. There's also a lot of people that get frustrated on Tianas, and this mostly. I mean, when the boats are not particularly full, like if it's a slow time. When you're riding it and they're not sending the boats full, you can't
sit in the back.
You can't sit in the back.
The back is the heaviest part of the boat because of the big log looking thing of it.
If they sit everyone in the back, then it's going to go through with the front sticking out and the back's going to drag on the ground.
Yep.
If they put it through the opposite way, then the front's going to be in the water and taking on water while the back's on the out. So when they're not full, they make you sit in the middle.
It's like 3 and 4 usually.
And then also the thing that really gets the parents is that they will tell you where your kids will
I don't
sit.
exactly know where that is. I think they can't be on the
varies
front if they're like really tiny, but...
I think it depends on how the boat is loaded up because they still don't want to put all the weight in the back. because it again will sit weird.
Now-
and so, but they will move you around, or they will say, yes, your small ones have to be in this row. And if you say, well, can't they do this way? If they have already told you your small
There's a
ones have to
reason.
be in this row, there is a reason behind it. It's not just that they want to be micromanaging you. They're doing it because they have to.
Weight distribution. Now, if you're a group of 1 or 2 and you're going on it during a semi-busy time and you luck out and all of the other passengers are tiny children, you will not get as plastered wet as if everyone's like big adults. You will be in the water. Just a fun fact.
What 45-year-old is going to be sat in a boat with a bunch of 7-year-olds?
Well, there will be
one 14-year-old.
There'll be one 14-year-old.
Oh, well, then I take it back. This is totally normal.
It's just happened sometimes where we're like, oh, phew, it's a bunch of kids. Not all kids, but at least a couple. Anyway.
I do not know when this has ever happened.
I think it happened once. That's why I was thinking of it. So for Snow White and Alice, they
do it more on Snow White, not so
mostly
much on Alice.
Snow White. When it's busy, especially.
Actually, Snow White anymore. They've just been doing it
I think
constantly.
it's just all the time. There's 2 rows that are equal. They will fit 2 adults, possibly 2 adults and a child per row. They used to not care so much because if it was a group of 2, they'd just say go in the front and then they'd let the back be empty. But now often they fill up the back. It's just an annoyance. You can try to say like, can we wait till the next one? They will say no.
The reason it's annoyance for us, if you're like, what's the big deal? So what you're writing, like you do it all the time with other rides. The advantage to the dark rides in Fantasyland for so long was that you kind of felt like it was
personal experience.
It was a personalized experience because there was no one else except your party in the car. So it kind of takes away from that a little bit when they fill it all the way up. And that's why it's the annoyance for us. It's not like it's the world's biggest deal, and I get it, first world problems. Why are we complaining about this? But it's just, if you've been in the past and that's what you're used to, just know at Snow White they don't do that anymore. And sometimes when it's busy, they do the same thing on Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Which is worse because those ones are a little bit smaller.
Yes, so the front row of Alice only fits like one adult.
It can fit 2 adults, but they're tight.
Very difficultylessly.
That's a new word.
With great difficulty. So usually, thankfully, when it's just us 2, they say, okay, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, or both in the back. But yeah, that's just an interesting thing about Alice, just to know that the front row is so tiny. I love that they say pull down the lap bar, and you pull it all the way down to you, and then it goes back
children.
up. And then it goes back up 6 feet, too. It's like, this does nothing.
Yes, it does.
Not much.
I didn't say that. Well, you can't get out very easily.
No, you can't.
And that's the point. And the reason that we bring these up is it's still listen to what they say. Because like he mentioned, if you ask them, can we sit by ourselves or can we do something else? They will say no.
Yeah.
Because this is what they're doing. And I mean, as much as I get frustrated at the cast members for doing it, it's not like it's their decision.
Yeah.
Someone else over them told them this is what you're going to do now.
It does make it go faster on Snow White, so that makes it a shorter wait. In general, just go where the cast members tell you to go. Some other things that came to mind just right now were like on the Incredicoaster, sometimes some of the rows have like just 1 seat. On Space Mountain, they may fill it differently because of the weight distribution on that too. So just like if they say where to sit and it seems a little confusing, just do it.
On most rides, you can request. Like this
Oh
is
yeah,
not
for
just
especially
say,
like front row. If you want to be on front row of Incredicoaster or Space or something.
We do it all the time on Thunder Mountain.
Yep.
We do it occasionally on Space Mountain. You can do you can request the front row on Incredicoaster, but on all those you might have to wait a little bit longer. But you can request, like, on almost any ride, not all of them, but on almost any ride, you can request, and they will accommodate, but there's some of them where they just can't. Another ride that just came up to my mind that they don't accommodate, and sometimes it gets confusing. Rise.
Oh, yes.
Okay, the colors. The colors are everything.
Colors are
people.
important.
And do remember, if your group is larger and they're like, oh no, how are we all supposed to be together? Red and blue are in the same car.
Yep.
Orange and gray are in the same car.
Yep.
Do not worry that you're not
Each
standing
car
next
is
to each
8
other.
people. Yep.
You are going to be, and then always stick with the color. I have seen people mess everything up because they didn't stick with the color. Like all of a sudden, red is heading for orange, and now the orange is like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
You have been
just
orange
head.
the whole time.
They gave you the colors for a reason. And they even mentioned several times, remember the colors. And even when you get through into where they're actually loading you, they say, here's where the colors are. And so there's a reason.
Yep.
Stick with the color. And yes, when you get into the interrogation room, it's hard to tell the difference between orange and red.
I don't know why they chose those
Orange
two.
is by gray and red is by blue. So
Yeah.
go with that.
They should have done...
Well, originally they didn't think they had to. If you remember when we first wrote it, the colors weren't inside the interrogation room.
Oh, yeah.
Because they assumed,
You would
incorrectly
remember
so, that you would remember the colors from outside the interrogation
That's
room
right.
and through to the cars, and people couldn't.
Yeah,
so they added them.
They still should have done red, yellow, blue, gray. Sure, why not gray?
Yellow still would have looked like red in those lights. The problem is it's just 2-inch red light.
It's a lot of red light in there.
But that's why I said, like, you can tell if you look for orange is next to gray, red is next to blue. So that's how you can tell the difference between the orange and the red.
Yep. And because the cast members on Rise of the Resistance are allowed to be kind of douchey to you, they will yell at you
Yep.
if you stand on the wrong thing.
But again, like I have seen people that just freak out, like, "Oh, but we're supposed to be together." Like, yes, you will be. Once you're
Trust
in the car,
the
you will be.
process.
Okay, just deal with it. It'll be fine. Follow the colors. I don't think there's anything else though that's
No.
that vital. So everything else totally fine. Oh, another thing about seating chart on Smuggler's Run, when they give you your role,
Pilot.
you can switch with each
Your
other
own party, or
before
even,
you get on.
Yeah, even non-party. We've had it.
No, that's what I mean. Like within the group of 6.
Yeah, because we've had people like, "Oh, I'm too scared to pilot. I'll just do the. Do you guys want to pilot?" We're like, "Sure."
Yeah, within the group of 6. Go ahead and
But yeah, those are
you can
important.
switch things around, and the cast member's not going to care. They'll just check with you before they send you back. Like, okay, where are my 2 pilots? Where are my 2 gunners? Where are my 2 engineers? And as long as you can figure out who wants to do what, they don't care. So just because you've been assigned doesn't mean that you have to stick with it. You can swap.
Yes.
It's totally fine. Once you're in, you can't swap.
Once you're seated with the seatbelt on and you're attacking first order people or whatever, like bad people, other people stealing.
You should write books.
Other smugglers. I don't even know who you're attacking on that ride.
Well, the
now.
TIE fighters are not usually they're not usually smugglers.
They could be.
No. And the fact that at the end it says a first order Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah. No, that's on Rise of the Resistance. What do you attack on the smugglers? What are we
At the end,
shooting?
there's a Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah, there is.
Like, I'm not making this up.
I was thinking of what
I know what you're thinking of.
Fishman says at the beginning of
I know, but
yeah.
they don't say a first order Star Destroyer. They just say a Star Destroyer.
Oh. Anyway,
Anywho,
we haven't been on it in like 400 years anyway.
what, smugglers?
Smugglers.
I know, because every time it's just like a leisurely little stroll to Corellia.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. That's why we wanted to talk about it. And honestly, I bet with most of you, this is not even going to be an issue. Yeah. But now you can feel so much smarter when you're going with people who are brand new and they're like, what is this supposed to mean? You're like, I got this. I understand.
Sit here.
Or you can just join with us when you see those people on Guardians that don't understand where they're supposed to sit. Because you will. Now you'll think back and notice them. It'll happen.
Yes.
It'll happen, people. Okay. If you haven't booked your trip yet, use the link in the description to book with our friends at Getaway Today. They have a ton of really big deals still going on right now, like adults at kids prices. They do still have those really good Disneyland deals. As you remember, Disneyland has a bunch of really cool deals going on right now for travel this year at certain times. And Getaway Today can beat those deals. So check them out. And if you have questions about like where to stay, or like you can book hotels and tickets or both, whatever, they're great to work with. So use them.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We have not posted lately.
A lot of it is because we've been busy with the Olympics, not gonna lie.
That's true. We are very obsessed with the Olympics.
Very much so. We were just watching curling. And yes, we are those people.
There are people who watch it.
We just watched the U.S. women's team lose to Great Britain. Oh well.
Very,
Sad.
very pathetic, but that's okay.
Sad. It wasn't really pathetic. It was a very close game. Subscribe to get new episodes of the podcast as they drop, and then we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.